Welcome to Bookmap. How you going? If I see a chat here, I will answer it. I see everyone in the chat. Hello. Hello, hello. All right. And we're live on Bitcoin. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm going to flip the screen and let's go. Shout out to everybody here live with Bookmap trading and cryptocurrency. Every single week, I give you an hour of my time where I talk about Bitcoin and Bookmap and show you how I use the two in tandem. Just about not too long ago, I ended my live stream about 1 hour ago. And I talked about the fact that Bitcoin was in a symmetrical triangle here. And it was about to go either way. If it can get above a 200 SMA, you're likely to get a pump. It's all about this yellow line. I'm all about the 200 SMA. It's like such an amazing way to trade. The more I use it, the better it gets. I really find it really, really fun. Now I'm on the 30-second chart here. Let me flip back to the 1 minute. My finger just slipped. But yeah, we're looking at this flag now that could potentially, and this is kind of cup and handle. As a cup, there's a handle there. This may continue to the upside here. So we may have ourselves a bit of a scalp trade going on for Bitcoin. All right. I did open up. Let me see if I can open up another account. I have two accounts. One is already set. I have a long call that I've been in for like 5 days now that I'm not going to switch off. I'm stuck in that long call, and and I've actually opened up two longs. One with Bitcoin as the asset, and one with US Tether. So I did what I could to open up both positions. But look, I got another futures position here. I got $72 in a futures position. Let's see if we can turn it into something. Yeah, $72 in here. All right. Let's see if we can have some fun here on the smaller time frames with Bookmap and find out what's going down. So here is my MEXC, right? And again, what time frame are we on right now? So the daily actually, about to say this is upside down. About to be like, we're not in a bear flag. That's a bear flag, right? Saying we're like, if you flip this upside down, you're also in a bear flag. That's likely going to dump on you. Very, very, so it's just a cool way to look at things to flip the perspective, right? So the first thing we're going to do is look at Bookmap and find out what Bookmap is saying. Now, Bookmap can be misleading sometimes, I'm not saying it is, but, like today, I could see a short squeeze coming because I could see that the smaller time frames wanted to make a move to the upside. Look right here, see the biggest level of red liquidity right there. It's telling us that we can easily get a move up to 34,560. Like I would not be surprised if we got a pump up to that level. Might be coming down a little bit just to see who's around, but I like these two levels here for Bookmap, and even all the way up here, right, to this bigger level at 34,750. So there's liquidity close enough, and these are people trying to sell. So if I can see that there's orders above me, it's a good time to long. You know what I mean? Not to short. If you're short, you're going to get squeezed. And that's what a squeeze is. In my mind, you're getting squeezed in between bigger orders than you, and they're going to take you down. All right? Cumulative volume delta is sitting at a 500. It's a really good spot. If it was at 5,000 up, then you'd be a little high. See, what the cumulative volume delta is. Don't get confused by it. People throw it around like to look really smart. A lot of traders like to use big terms to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. But trust me, it's all kind of smoke and mirrors. For instance, CVD, cumulative volume delta. A delta is just a plus or minus. All right? A delta is if you had 10 kids, or if you're counting cards and you have 10 face cards and 8 non-face cards, you'd be at a delta of 2 on the face cards, right? Because it's -8 and then the 10. So delta is just a combination of plus and minus. That's all a fun way to say a delta, right? And then cumulative volume is how much volume on either end. When this delta gets to like a -5,000, I know it's pretty high, and that's a level that I want to start looking at. I watch these levels a lot. 500 is a great place. You're pretty big at even. Like anything could happen at a delta of 500. So that's a good chance that we have some more coming. So let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Let's draw out this flag. And, it's looking like it's about to make a play to the upside. So you're going to see me make a live trade. There's good volatility today, too. Not as flat as it was the other week. And so let's see here. And I may be a little more risky just because my other account's sitting pretty. I came up pretty nice, and this is just an older account that I left a little bit of money in one day. I was doing demo stuff. So my stop loss would be below this area here. It's a 2.65 risk-reward ratio, and my take profit would be here. So here we go. My take profit is going to be 34,609. Okay, and then my stop is going to be at 34,303. Wouldn't mind keeping it even lower. And, you know, and we're going to commit the whole bag. We're going to go full port on this one. And we're also going to see, where are we? We're on isolated at 23x leverage. So what I like to see is, now if we hit the trade with all 72 bucks, we either win $3 or we make, is that true? Yeah, all of it? Yeah, and then, hold on, I want to see it in US Tether. Yeah, thank you. There we go. So if we win, we win 3. If we lose, we win $11. That's a good risk reward ratio, but let's increase that. Like let's get some risk going on here. So we bring this to maybe 100x. Now we can make some money here. Now we can invest 15 for 46 at 100x leverage. I can, and what I always want to do for, you know, another thing to do here. Well, let me just make sure. Sorry, hit this gear. And I want to see order confirmation window, all right? Now, if I'm heavily scalping, sometimes that's not the best, too, because, you know, what I like to do, too, is add an RSI and a stochastics RSI, and then I add to, like, the MAs. I like to add an MA, and I like to add an SMMA, right? A smooth move. I like to make these both 200, okay? Giving you guys so much sauce right there. Like, even that took me years to just, you know, bang. Okay. Now I'm going to look at the chart again and reassess the situation. Now that swings up while that swings down. That's hidden bullish right there so far, technically. Right? Because look, I mean, it's on the 1 minute, but it's still, that's hidden bullish. Tells us the trend should continue to the upside. Let's look at our 15. Our 15 is super bearish, wants to come down. So our 15 saying, hey, I hit the top of the pattern, bottom of the pattern, top of the pattern, bottom of the pattern, top of the pattern. You can see this double bottom that played out. Beautiful W right there, clear as day, and then it pumps to the upside, hit the top. Now we hit the top of the range, we want to come back down. 15 minutes suggests that we dump. So hold off on this 1 minute scalp for a second, because the 15 minute doesn't look amazing. 7 minutes trying to bend. The 5's trying to bend. But at the same time, that 15 minute is not in the best place. However, I do like the hidden bullish, and I do like the low Stokes. Previous resistance becoming support. We lose this area. Wow, that would have been a nice trade. Look at retested. Retest is so amazing. It breaks out, it retests the top, and it's gone. And then you're in at the retest, you're out at the top of the stochastic move. Unreal. Unreal. Bookmap does suggest that we could go higher, though, right? But the 15-minute, we'd have to defy the 15-minute now. That would be, it would have to be an in-and-out type of scalp. When I bought this thing, and it didn't even, oh, no, it did go, oh, yeah, wow, look, the order book hasn't moved. But the price has. That's interesting. Anyway. Neither here nor there. Oh yeah, I'm on a Chrome. I'm on Chrome. It's a good way to do. You can set it up different ways. Wow, there's the pump right there. Now I'm trying to chasing. I go to 200x leverage, right? I risk 30 for 90. But if you go to 34, 345, you lose it all, right? So it's a high risk trade. It didn't get me in. Interesting. I definitely want to mark it in and not limit in. That could be the problem. There we go. That's what I can't stand. You change market to limit, you lose your take profit and your targets and stuff. And then you have to redo it again. And by that time, you could have missed a trade, especially on a smaller time frame. So this is why you definitely want to demo trade first, because these are little mistakes you'll make. Why make them with real money when you can make them with fake money? Because you're not ready yet. You're just not. Like, you're not there yet. All the people that think they're there yet, you're just not. Like, you still have a lot of time to, So there we go. Stop loss is below the liquidation, so, you're going to lose it anyway. And look, had I opened this at the right time, look, I still can't seem to get the trade open. This is such a pain in the... I call the long and I can't get in. Yeah, this happens to me sometimes. It's all right. I don't get frustrated. I just breathe. They won't give it to me, right? Because the stop loss. So just give me the trade. Wow, I would have made money had they given me my trade. Ever get you annoyed? So let's see. This should give a, see, the 1 minute already kind of did its thing. That's all we got out of it. Usually you get way more. Look at the last one. We got a huge pump out of it. Just want to see Bitcoin hold its own, stay above 34,370, right? What is the liquidation on that? Wow, it's 391, so it's like kind of pointless. It's a little late on the trade, to be honest. I like the wedge, though. I got faith that the wedge plays out. Patterns over everything, man. And what I do, too, is when I'm in a heavy trade like this, I hit market or last, and then what you can do is you can hit close long, and then just leave this window open. And when I close, I would hit confirm to close. You see? Like that, because the problem is you'll hit close long, and then the window will come up, and you could miss an opportunity. When you're scalping fast and hard, so I hit close long, and I keep this window up, and I just look at this here. When I'm ready, I hit the close button, you know? And it's on market, so I'm going to mark it out at any point anyway. Five-minute could give us some love, too, now as it's flipping. See? So the 5-minute broke out and looks really healthy. Previous support became resistance, so we're playing support and resistance here. We're basically trading support, right? Now, I don't advise you to use 200x leverage. Please do not. But I did want to give you some excitement and show you that the trade, you know, I wanted to make at least $50 if we could. You know, I didn't want to make $5, all right? I should be up already because the entry should have been executed earlier, and we already should be up in the trade. But need I digress, right? It doesn't always go perfectly to plan. Another reason why just testing this stuff out little by little helps out. So the stochastics curving like that tell me we can get a pump. When the stochastics curve like that, and you know, and then what I'm looking for is I'm looking to get out right here at this big liquidity bar. 34,560. Where's my level here? 635. And then there's another level there at 740. Yeah. So once it gets into here, it'll probably froth over, and then it's going to want to get to this next bar of liquidity, and it's closer than here. Definitely, right? It's closer. So it's want to go to the closest bar. So I wouldn't. It makes sense that we could be able to get our move to the upside here for you know. Let me jump into the chat, see how's everybody doing in the chat. Shout out to everyone here. Appreciate you. I'm in light mode. Infamous Sammy Cup and Handy. Sup, Sam? We're here for Lifers for Life, man. Thank you. Hot Lava, about to send it. What's the word? Hit that like. Cool. I just learned how to set a trade. There you go. Okay. Devano. Nah, D-Shuffle. I've seen you. I thought I saw you make a bunch of trades in my life. Anyway. And again, I could lose this trade too. You know, the second I lose this level, I'm out. If we lose this level, I'm out because it tells me that support did not hold. If support doesn't hold, there's really no reason to be in the trade. All right. Man, though, I really wish I got my entry because had I got my entry, I'd be in the green right now already. And be very careful, too. We're at 391. My liquidation is, like, right there. It's, like, so close. It's ridiculous. And so what I do now is I slap a stop loss right at, well, there should be a stop, right? Hold on. Double-click the chart. So I only put a take profit, 0 stop loss, right? So the stop loss I should make just super deep. I'll make it, like... 34 360, and it will tell me it's below my liquidationer, right? And I know, right? Oh, I don't get that. Hold on. Should be the whole thing with stop loss quantity. Hold on. What I do is I want to get a stop loss out here. No. The trigger price is too close. Stop loss price. No, it's not. It won't be triggered immediately. All right, so here's my stop loss now. And what I want to do is I want to take control of it. I want to have it. And I want to start rocking it on a smaller time frame. If you're in big money here on a 200x leverage trade, you know, and I usually switch into the 1 minute now. I mean, even the 1 second, but the smaller the time frame, the better. Bit of a shoulder head and a right shoulder. Here's a flag. Very dangerously. The only thing about this is I've seen prices go bloom, and you get liquidated for $70 immediately. That's why I usually don't use 200x leverage at this, you know, at this, I just don't, I'm not huge on it. Let's see if we can win this puppy. Stokes are a little high for me. We have a resistance now at 34,425. We can't see. We break that. That's going to be lovely. Trade's going to play out. Now, I could protect myself by bringing the stop loss all the way up to 3403, but there's a chance you get, you know. That's why you have to be willing to lose the whole $70 or you can't trade this. If you're not willing to lose the $70 and you're not in the right spot, like you have to tell yourself the $70 is over right now. You're going to work it if it works. Now, if we boom up to this level here, the stop loss is going to get moved right to here. So I'm waiting to get to this blue line, breach this resistance, and get a move to the upside. All right? And at one time, if I don't feel the trade too, I can always flash close the whole thing right now and just leave with a $3 loss. You know? Another thing that people do is they stay inside of positions that they're uneasy about. Right? I got to take your class to really get the nitty gritty. You really do. Never, fam. I'm a holder. Haven't set one single trade ever. Wow, D Shuffle. I guess I'm confusing you with another guy with the name D that makes gains in the group all day long. And I'm like, that's my man, you know. D Shuffle, I love you, though. I see you all the time. Shout out to all the awesome lifers here, 56 watching. And I want you to get this stream up and coming. I want to be the most watched Bookmap guy in the game. You know what I mean? Like, it would be cool if everyone came to the stream, but I guess I get it. People get what they can at the time, you know. When in doubt, flag it out. We also got a nice pump for Bitcoin recently, so it kind of, you got that. Oop. See, you can get liquidated so fast. 391, we're like $8 from liquidation. See, that's what I don't get. This will go and you'll lose $70 immediately. Like immediately. That's why it's like, it's almost like it feels rigged, you know? I don't like where we're sitting because the Stokes are high on me. That tells me that's a wrap. And I should bail on this trade. If I go back to the 5, it may give me some love, but 5 minutes okay. Stokes on the 5 are still resetting. I could easily get stopped out on the smaller time frame. Previous support becoming resistance, we lose that. We drop right down to my liquidation level pretty fast. Too high risk in my opinion. The weirdest thing, I babied a trade. This is why I don't do the 200x a lot, because I babied a 200x trade like this, right? Yeah, Master Friend uses Cross. I'm not using Cross. I only have $770. I am using Cross because I only have $70 in the account. I don't use Cross. It's funny. Me and him, we both love trading, but I just don't trade the same as him. We just don't trade the exact same way, you know. You give me Cross, I'm gonna get rocked, man. Lose half my portfolio. Like, I like things segmented. Like, I like everything. I'm a control freak. I like each trade as its own. You know what I mean? Look, we got liquidated for $70. Look, see how fast that was? That's why I usually don't use 200x leverage ever. Like, that's the most money you ever see me lose, really, trading leverage. You know, I would have just the smart move is to take $70 and try to go for $70, easy. What I don't get about this is you'll be sitting down $10 and then a second later you lose the whole position. That's why I always find it really weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, same ISO gang. Yeah, 1 minute talks about. Because there's I have seen a chance where you can't, you know, you could mitigate, and you can lose it all. You really can. Trust me. Like, I've seen it. Like, it works and 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 works. And one day, you're going to be caught up and you're going to be praying for a 1% move and you're going to be like piling on in and it's going to be vicious. Absolutely vicious. So I got liquidated. First time you've ever seen me get liquidated. I usually don't. You know what I mean? I like to keep what's in my portfolio. I guess I should have went for the smaller gain. Just try to make $10 or lose $30. And again, this is probably the 5th time in my life I've used 200x leverage. I never did it, but I was trying to give us make some fun. But there you go. I donated $70 to the game. You know, it's like poker all win. 2x is mass stress. I could use 200x leverage on a really small time frame, thinking it through, and just taking tiny scalps. Like that was a bigger scalp. I would have to be on the 1 second chart and scalping every single second of it, you know. There's a double bottom there, probably going to get a pump. And the funny thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if the trade eventually goes in my favor, right? And trust me, I don't give a dang about being liquidated. I made so much money this week, it doesn't matter. You know. I basically I knew it was going to go. And honestly, I didn't even realize how close the liquidation level was until I really saw what was happening. And I'm like, dude, we're that close to liquidation? Like, you know. Cross only, never going back. There you go, yeah. I mean, once you do it, that's your status. I like to swing trade. I don't want to be in front of my computer, like, watching the tiniest small time frames. I'll do it when I'm live with you guys and when I'm streaming, but for the most part, I'm a swing trader. Like right now, I have a swing trade on. I like where it is. I'm super happy with it. You know what I mean? I can make more money almost too if I kind of set it straight. Now the 1 minute looks like it's going to break out hard, right? See? Now you got the falling wedge. You came back. You double bottomed. Now this looks like we could get a bit of a move. Be like, pump more money back in. We don't have any. This account was just a small account I made one day to make. Sam, keep doing you. Crush it. Yeah. And at the same, you know what it is too? Friend strategy is amazing. I just haven't spent the time sitting there and doing it. You know, I make money with my strategy, so I'm like, why do I have to sit? So it's like it's hard for me to sit and be like, all right, it's like to learn a new strategy, you have to learn it. Like you have to do it. You know, and when you're already making a lot of money, you're not going to be motivated to learn something that's going to take you away from what's making you a lot of money. You know, so. I almost wish that I was a new trader that wasn't running a trading group, had my own time, and I would spend the time doing it. At the same time, I've kind of done I've done my due diligence. I've done so much time in the charts. You know what I mean? And now he's gonna read candles and wait for an exact moment. You know, I don't know exactly what you guys are doing because I've never spent the time to learn it. You get it? I use your friend and master friends together, and it works. It's amazing. Yeah. Now you got mini divvy. Let's see. Yeah, you got a little mini divergence right there. Should get a bounce out of this flag back to the upside. That's the move now. I mean, that's a beautiful rising wedge, falling wedge. But look, you have a resistance now at 34.425 that has to get broken through. Yeah, I mean, I've done the strategy with no money. Like you could do $5. You can mitigate with a small amount of money. You can, and you can leave it for long periods of time. But to me, like the most I can make is like $1,000. You know what I mean? After I mitigate like that with $1. If I'm super lucky, maybe $2,000, maybe $3,000. You know what I mean? Trust me, I did a 5,000 one with his strategy on BLZ, and I planned it all out. I went the wrong way on purpose. I waited for it to mitigate. But at the same time, like I can swing trade $20,000 and make, and in like a few hours on spot, make even more than doing all that. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. It clicked heavy for me when I combined yours and his. His is spot on, man. If you want to trade leverage hardcore all day long, you know what I mean? I don't trade leverage. Like most of my positions are not leveraged. They're spot, you know, like I have a spot bag that will, like I found a spot bag today. It will probably 10X if I just sit there and do nothing, make me $250,000 in 2 years. You know, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Now you get the mini div. Let's see. 132. At 2 o'clock, we usually get another liquidity run. So at 2 o'clock, we should get a run. It's different for me because I'm trained to find the right entry. right? Love here. He's great. Masterfriend's great. I mean, I had talked to him 2 days ago, but I messaged him last night. It's different for me because I'm trying to find the right entry. Yeah. And so for me too, like not trading leverage, like if I just put $2,000 in here at 10x leverage and it was a $20,000 trade, my stop loss could be right down near here. My liquidation would be so far away, you know? So I may not use cross, but I like to use big isolated positions, which to me is very similar to cross. Like you're not thinking about it the same way. Using $5,000 to $10,000 isolated, you're heavily protected like a cross because your liquidation is so far away from price action. Like if I get in with $5,000 right now and 5x leverage, my liquidation is going to be, going cross and watching my trade go down revs my anxiety, even if the plan is to mitigate. I swing trade alts and only use his 200x levy on Bitcoin. Does me well. Appreciate both you guys. God bless. No, it's amazing. I've learned so much. I wouldn't have made the $5,000 BLZ trade, right? And I wouldn't learn about efficiencies. So I've definitely taken my piece and added it that I felt, and then I left the rest alone. The same thing with everyone. Like, take your courses, learn from everybody. You may not take everything someone teaches you. You may take a piece of it. You may take a section of it. Understanding some of it though is definitely the treat. You know what I mean? All right. So thank you for coming here to Bookmap. Learn how to get liquidated on Bookmap. So funny. And it's funny. I mean, a $9 price action, I didn't, again, that was probably my third time in my life using that much leverage. So shame on me for doing that live, But again, I'm a risk taker. That was risky, right? Most people would never have taken that risk. They would have played it so safe in front of you. But, I was like, whatever, let's find out. I swing trade alts and only use doing it on Bitcoin. Yeah, I just don't get, like, the 200x leverage for Bitcoin. Like, you have to be perfect. You either have to use $5 or $10 or perfect. The second you use over $20, like, you can get liquidated so fast. Yep, every person you meet can bring something to you that is valuable in life for learning. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So let's take a look what's happening here. We're battling 34.4. All right. All I want is a candle close above 34,250. That was my key area of support or resistance that we're looking for. Now you kind of have a slanted shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here that could work. It could work. It could work, bro. It could work. Now you got this bigger wedge. I feel like you fell out of and fell back inside. Been doing this a lot lately where they just they toy around with the price action. Now you got yourself a double bottom, kind of like you had over here. There's a bit of a W. That's a double bottom right there. Interesting. Let me take a look at the chat one more time. Wow, we got 76 people watching, 67 people watching. That was big for a Bookmap. Who here's in a short and wants to see us dump? Why are you in a short? Who's here in a long? Asking you guys, what do you think? Smallish A, B, C, D forming. Let me see how Jimmy does that. Jimmy, show me the way. Watch, you'll teach me right now. I can learn really fast. Watch. I'll grab my X, A, B, C, or A, B, C, right? And you're saying 1, 2. I don't even know. I don't do this, so. What is the 782? What is that all about? What is it doing? It draws a fib for you or something? What is that all about? Pinged in the Discord. Ha ha. Let me see. I can't do that now because I'm in Bookmap Discord and I don't want to leave there. I probably could, but I don't do it. Yeah, that's interesting. Now you got an M. See, you lose this level, you're dropping further down. Let me take a look at my charts. Get out of that little section. So we had a little love. Had I got in when I wanted to, I would have been up and I would have been able to, like, you know, mitigate and move the stop loss up too. I got in a little late and I forced it because I was live and I wanted to be cool. So like the real entry was here. We were in the money at one point. Stop loss would have been brought to break, you know, above break even, and that should have been executed as a more positive trade. However, I got in late, and then and then the stochastics were high when I still decided to force it. And, you know, descending triangle now, right, which is Bear City. Also, price action today, like I said on the live, like I'm moving, like I said, don't, like what I just did, I told you I wasn't going to do. You know, I said I'm leaving price action alone today. It's been annoying to watch. If you've been watching the price action recently, it's been super annoying. Like they battled 34,250 right here. Resistance, got above it. No, it's over here. Sorry. We battled it here. Let me move out. It's just been an annoying area to watch over and over again, right? But look, we battle this area over and over again. Bang, 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 bang. And then we break above it and retest. So it's like resistance. And then they broke it. And they just keep like playing on. It's like either get off the area or lose the area. Like dump or pump, man. You know? And it's just been like, they've just been like toying with price action. And tomorrow is going to be Jerome Powell. So like, I'm just looking for this to go sideways all day and just liquidate whoever's on either end. Honestly, like today, look, they just went down and got us. Then they go down and get them. And like, they're just going to sit in the pocket and wait for people to trade and go after the traders. You know, I'm long $14 now, 200X from 34,390. And you're up now too. So there you go. But I'm not trying to be rude right now, but $14 at 200X leverage, like the most you can make is $1,000 after like an amazing trade, right? It doesn't do it for me, man. I need to be trading like 10,000 at 5X leverage, 20,000 at 10X leverage. Like, it's got to be like, for me to really, really like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but at this point, but if you're a beginner trader, you're just getting started, you want to learn how to win, and you want to turn $10 into 100, 100 into 500, strategy is absolutely unbelievable. It's amazing. It's like the best thing that could ever happen to a beginner leverage trader. So that's why Master Friend's in the group, because the guy's a genius, man. Straight up genius. The best thing you could do for a young trader getting started, you know? You got big bags, you're worth $2-3 million, you're trying to swing 20, 30 grand, you're trying to make 100 grand a month and stuff. You may want to use, I don't know, it depends. You know? At the same time, you know, our trading group is geared for people to begin and start their journey, right? And learn. So that's why that strategy is used the way it is, because it gives you confidence, helps you understand what's happening in the market, and it's a chance not to lose all your money, you know? Lifer, is that cup and handle on the 5-minute for Bitcoin? Yes, I am a rookie. Risk first reward. Liquidation 33,825, not bad. I'll tell you what, when I got into trading, I didn't even really know like about leverage trading. I didn't really even know about it. I only knew there was like getting in and out, like spot trading. So like it's kind of good for me because, you know, and then because I'm Irish, you know, I say it because I'm Irish from Boston. My dad said never use a credit card. You know, my grandfather was self-made. Everyone was self-made. Like, so the second I got into leverage, I was like, oh, that's margin. That's borrowing money. And I was told like never to borrow money. So right off the bat, when I heard about leverage trading, because of my traditional background growing up here in Boston, I was like, oh, that's for suckers. Only suckers borrow money. That's just how I looked at it. You know what I mean? Again, I look at it differently now, but that's how I first looked at leverage trading. I was like, man, I'll make my money my own way. Like, I'll double my own 500 to 1,000. Then I'll double my 1,000, you know. With that kind of money, I'd swing 1x with a stop loss. Exactly. Lifer, is that a cup and handle on the 5-minute for Bitcoin? It kind of is, but, you know, because you get this chop, no, I really like to handle the cup to be like a nice formed cup. It's kind of a choppy cup, really. Not amazing. So we got our spike. We did get from 335, 350 to 416. Would have been a beautiful trade. Can you show us how to set up the stochastic on MEXC? Yeah. I just did that, though. I thought I just did that. Oh, maybe you're late. Okay. So look, you're trading on MEXC. I'll delete everything again. I'll get rid of all the stuff. and we'll talk about it. When I trade on MEXC, first thing I'm going to look at, now again, Alt-H is going to give me my support and resistance lines. Okay? Bang. Also, then you're going to want to go and add indicators. You're going to add RSI. Just type in RS, and you're going to hit boom and boom. Stokes and RSI. You're going to get the RSI and the Stokes. Then you're going to add 2 MAs. Or 1 MA, and then 1 MMA, or SMMA. A smooth. And you're going to turn those both to 200. All right. And to be dead honest, I don't truly know the strategy. I don't use it, so I don't know it. So I can't even like don't listen to me because I don't know it. You know what I mean? I don't sit there and trade 200x. I just don't do it. I have a family. Like I have a real life, you know, and I can't be for me, I would be heavily invested in the moment, because if I know the price action can move that quick and change the price action, then there's no way I could set the trade and just like, you know, walk away, unless it was a very small trade at like $5 mitigation. And then still, once the price went down, I'd have to learn to mitigate. So like, how could I just be not looking at my phone? Or I guess I could set alerts. I don't know. But to me, for me, the way obsessive compulsive I am, maybe other people can leave it. It would take over my mind. I wouldn't be able to think clearly, and it would be very stressful for me. Everyone has a different threshold for stress, what they can handle and what they know they want, what they know they can't, they want to handle too. Like, my life is stressful as it is, right? I have to be somewhere every single day, right? For 7 days a week. I don't get a day off, which I love. I made it that way. But that's, you know, that can be a level of stress. Like I already have a good level of stress in my life. I don't need any more. I got 2 kids that cause enough ruckus in the house. You know, so I mitigate the stress. All right. I mitigate stress. I don't try to make it any more intense than it already needs to be. And I also know myself. Like from years of trading, I know myself. I'm not that greedy. Like I'd rather make 50 grand with low stress than like 500 grand with heavy stress. Like it's not worth it to me personally. Like I never exerted myself emotionally for money. I always kept myself in tune. Like if something made me feel better and I had less money because of it, I did what made me feel better. You know, I never chose money over why I did something. And honestly, I ended up richer than a lot of people I know who chase money. I mean, you know, the people that chase the money ended up with even more stress, more headaches, you know, more empty thoughts, more empty moments. You know, I always chased God. I always chased good feeling. I always chased vibration. I always chased emotions, you know. I thought day trading was going to be stressful in school, so I avoided it. Then I worked the factory, rotating my shift every week. Oh, yeah, of course, right? I mean, the 5-minute flag is still intact. So see, like had I swung trade this, I'd just be sitting waiting on my swing trade. Right? If I put $1,000 in here at 10x leverage into $10,000 trade, and then I just sit with my stop loss right there, I could probably, you know, let's do the math, right? If you were to get in this $1,000 at 10x leverage, you could lose 2%, $200, right? No, $20, right? Yeah, because that would be 20%. So you could lose 2%. You could lose like $20, you know. Now you could only gain 6%, right? $60. But I'd raise the leverage maybe to make that, you know, raise the leverage to 30 or to 50, 5 times that to 10%, and 5 times the win to 60%, right? Now you can make $600 or you can lose $200. You raise the leverage to like what, 50, you know? And that would be a trade that would make sense to me. $1,000 at 50x leverage, right? Stop loss here. Liquidation would be somewhere down in here. So my stop loss would actually work, you know. And then, boom, I'd have my risk reward ratio. Things would play out. That's more my style of trading for me personally, okay? Holding along from 34,200 at 100x levy. I barely made it to my bed. I was so tired. I overdid it looking for setups last night, still catching up from the live. I jumped to Bookmap, then I'm going back to finish. You guys are amazing, man. I thought day trading was going to be stressful in school, so I avoided it. Then I worked in a factory, rotating my shift every week. God bless you, Stack. And dude, we've been nailing it in tandem. I've been taking your trade, Stack. They've been awesome, you know. Or you might pop out a coin, then I'll look at the coin later on. The key is, look, we have a really strong support or resistance level here. And it may not be an exact line, too. You can call it a range. But we definitely have a support and resistance range here. And don't trust your favorite YouTuber if they don't get liquidated in front of you. Right? I lose trades. I can lose all the time. Right? Now, I knew what I was... Today, it was kind of a donation, I guess. But I could have been a little cooler about it. Also, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, don't do what I did today. Cherish that $70 like it's the last bit of your money. See if you can make $7 out of $70. Do that 10 times. Now you've doubled your money. You know what I mean? Like, look for small wins, man. They add up over time. Small wins add up over time. I'm telling you right now. All my wins have a culmination of years, you know. And like, I did become a millionaire. I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to brag. To me, it's amazing because I never thought I was going to become one. Like, for years, I was like, oh, everyone else is going to make millions but me. I'll never make it. And I had a lot of negative self-talk. I had a lot of depression. So when it comes out of my mouth that I made it to that place, it's almost unbelievable for me. So I don't mean to brag. I mean, I still don't even believe it. But it came from a lot of hard work. I'll tell you that. A lot of dedication. And I kicked out all the distractions in my life. And I chose my family and my business and my trading. You know, I didn't let anything else in between. And I get it. If that's what you do, you're going to make it to whatever status you want to get to. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. I'm telling you right now. If I got there, you can get there. There was times I remember working a night shift, depressed, coming home, just been like, what's up with my life? What am I doing? And just not seeing how I was ever going to go from A to B. Then I go online and I watch someone like Grant Cardone or someone with the suit on, getting out of the Rolls Royce, talking about real estate. And I'd be like, man, like, all these guys are winning and I'm always losing. Like, how do I win? You know, but at the same time, I was winning little wins. You know, I had a good relationship with my wife. You know, I was procuring a relationship with God, even though I didn't know it. All the ups and downs in my life were helping me get closer to God. And I didn't know that. At the time, I was just pissed at all the problems I went through. I didn't know that God was trying to reel me in. God was working on me. God was teaching me. God was showing me. So when I did finally make the money and got to the place, I wouldn't abuse it. I would use it the right way. I would cherish it. I would be in the right frequency. There was a time in my life where I knew if I came into millions of dollars, it probably wouldn't have been the best thing for me. You know, I definitely wasn't mature enough to handle the money. And maybe it could have killed me or ended my life. Who knows? You know what I mean? People get wealth at the wrong time, and it can actually damage them, right? It really can. So just remember that too and be careful. And that's why frequency is so important. Aligning yourself with the good people in your life, good vibes, good feelings. It, you know, it's funny. This is a time where the market tends to kind of go pretty slow, right? The last time we were on Bookmap, just flat. Like we've been here for an hour and the price has been pretty flat. Like we had one nice pump, right? That little move, but as a pump, 390 to 412, 420 or something, $30 move. Real ones know Sammy ain't the bragging type. John Connor, it's not bragging, it's a testimony. You have helped reshape my inner conversations. Thank you. Thank you for everything you teach us. Devano Osiris, you're an inspiration. Slow and steady, I feel you. Seems like you cannot celebrate hard work and success without it being deemed bragging nowadays. Yeah, because you have a lot of insecure people. That's why. A lot of people are really insecure. That Juno call, man, sheesh. Right? Crazy. And you know, Juno is like a real Juno Finance. Like it's actually a real project too. It's not just an ish coin. It's actually something real, like that actually people like. You know, if you search it in my thing, there's a guy that's like, I like Juno Finance. I've been using it to get in and out, always connecting. Now, I could see a pump coming here. Look at the Stokes turning. RSI in a pretty interesting spot. Falling wedge. That looks like we're about to get a pump. Now, that's something I would trade on the 5-minute with a stop loss at about, you know, 30,292. That looks like we're about to pump right now. That looks strong. See how the Stokes are turning, and we battle resistance. Boom, there it goes, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we start to pump right now. And 2 o'clock's also a good pump time. Like price action likes to pump to 2 o'clock. Bookmap suggesting that we get all the way up here to 570, not too long from now. So I expect a short squeeze coming really in the next 20 to 30 minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way to 34.8, you know? Again, nothing's guaranteed. We still do have liquidity to the downside. Remember that. It's still pretty thick down there too. But just these orders that are closer, 1 and 2, are pretty, don't look that hard to get. Look at, there we go, 411, 42, and then that's been pumping nicely. Now, had we 200x that right now, boom, in the money, right? But look, the Stokes are curving. Everything's looking pretty nice now. 5-minute looks amazing. If we stick on the 5-minute, I don't look at any other time frame, and stick to this 5-minute time frame, it looks like we're going to at least be able to get to our, maybe our next target at the top here at 3546. I wish I had opened up a trade in there. I think I have a bunch of places to trade. Oh, I have another in my Bolsadex account. I think I could trade in there too. I think I have a little bit of Tether somewhere. Or USDC or something. Some BNB. 22 BNBs. This thing was a brand new coin we looked at this morning. But it's interesting because it's called TIA. It seems to be Celestia. It's attached to the Cosmos ecosystem, which could be really big. Yeah, so let's rework these two patterns here just outside of the... So the only reason I used 200 less leverage because I was actually just trying to make more than $40. You know what I mean? And it was like going to be impossible without any leverage. So again, you're a beginner trader. You should be happy with making $10 out of a dollar and turning $1 into $100, turning $100 into 1,000. You know what I mean? Like that should get you excited. That's where you want to be. Okay, I've done it like 1,000 times. So like I don't need to do it anymore. Now I need to just make sure I don't lose money. I need to continuously grow my wealth. Like I'm at a stage where I have to watch a large amount and just make sure I'm making enough each year to add to the bag. I don't need to do anything crazy anymore. When I started, I did. I mean, I was beginning. I had nothing. I had, I wanted to turn $5,000 into 10 into 20 and keep it moving. All right. It's weird. I'm so obsessed and so into the discipline that whenever I try to mentor someone like a friend, family member, they get close to me and they want to learn and they see that I'm successful and they want to have that success. They want to feel that. And they tell me like, okay, like what can I do? And I'm like, all right, come to this class, do this. And then like the next week they're like, oh, I missed class. Like I couldn't make it because I was doing this. And I can't say it to them, but in my mind, I'm like, you don't want it like I wanted it. Like you don't seem to want it as bad as I wanted it. You know what I mean? And I can't force that on anybody else. I can't force somebody to want to have that drive, that inner, demon to push them, or I shouldn't say demon, that inner spirit to push them. That's a descending triangle right there. They tend to break to the downside. I know the Stokes look good. At the same time, that doesn't look too great. It's a lot of chop today. We hit the top of the channel too. I would expect us to come all the way back down to the bottom of the channel. Lately, we've been channel trading. So you can just see, like, we'll hit the top, we come to the bottom. We hit the top, we come to the bottom. We hit the top, probably come back to the bottom. As I said before, I just want to see Bitcoin close above 34,250 on the daily time frame. That's all that really matters to me. And we're watching this, on the bigger idea. That's why I'm not trading the chop right now. I'm really not trading this chop. To me, it's chop. I got a stop loss below the high. I'm going for 40,000. This is my trade here on the 8-hour. I'll show it to you. This is my trade I'm in right now. I'm either going to lose down somewhere at 31.6, 31.7, 31.9. We're going to reset nastily. Or I'm going to ride this wave to the upside, right? 8-hour does suggest we could break down, looking at the way that 21 is away from price action. 4-hour also looks like it could get a breakdown. But the 1 hour is interesting because it's gearing up and getting the 200 involved in price action. Whenever I see the 200 getting involved, it usually creates a support zone, specifically if we had all this time to dump to it, which suggests we're going to get a massive move to the upside. So that's why I'm not giving up on this long. I'm just not, because, if we lose the 200 SMA, I'm probably not going to ride the short all the way down here. If we lose the 200 SMA and we start to bearishly retest, maybe we bounce here. I may cut it off for, a small loss and then reassess the situation. So I'm watching the price action, but I'm going for the long, just so everyone knows I am long right now on Bitcoin. All right. What, sweetie pie? I can't go, baby. I got to work, honey. I love you, though. Anyway, I got to jump on out of here. Today's another day I'm doing Sin City Crypto. Usually I will go all the way to 2 o'clock, but I need 3 minutes just to set my screen, reassess what I'm doing. But we're heading over to Sin City Crypto for the Halloween live stream. It'll be absolutely amazing. Apologize for getting liquidated today for the beginner, because I don't want the beginner to think that that's cool. You know, cherish every single dollar like it's your last. If you only had $70 like I had in that account, aim to make $77 a day for the next month. And if you can do that, and next thing you know, I always tell everyone, don't put any more money in the market if you can't double $100. If you can't double $100, you have no business putting more money in the market. I like the stochastics. They say they're going to bump, but that's a descending triangle that dumps to the downside. But again, it's a 50-50 pattern. There's a chance it does break to the upside. It's just very rare that it does. More than likely, this will dump. Doesn't look good to me. And even at the beginning of this, the 15-minute was not in the best place. You know, it's trying to bend here, but it's already a little overbought at the top of the channel. Look for the 15-minute to make a double top, an M pattern here, and then break down. The key is to wait. If I'm trying to scalp like a swing, or, you know, wait for this to break out and retest. That's a nice long. Wait for this to come on down. The stochastics tell me we're going to pump, which is weird. The shape says no, and the stochastic, usually they're in conjunction, like the shape and the stochastics are together. It's very rare I get bullish stochastics in a bearish flag. You know, it's just, that's why I'm trying to like fake it into a falling wedge like this a little bit, which I guess I can do. And there you have it. It is still a falling wedge flag. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a nice pump on the 7, but I would see some resistance at 34,488. And Bitcoin likes to move around 2 o'clock. Anyway, I got to run, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. And I'll be back next week for more Bookmap and more Bitcoin.